all, welcome to my channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and I've got a little bit of a special treat for you today because I had delivery of Terminator last week and I really want to get this Terminator finished. So we are going to do issue 107 of Build the Terminator today. I'm really looking forward to it because the Terminator will be complete by the end of this issue. I'm going to sort of mix it up a little bit here with the instructions just because I think there might be a little bit of a better way of doing this than the way it's said in the actual step-by-step instructions in the magazine. So, with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, let's get started. Now the first thing it wants us to do, it wants us to actually put the battery pack in the top of the head here. Now we've had this battery pack for a while now, but now it's saying to put it in the back of the head. Now there were some controversy over how this would actually happen, but it looks like that's the way that Hachette have gone with it. The next thing we need to do, if I just grab these two pieces, well, these two pieces here, and they're just going to simply go into this section here and then into the back of the head. So let's get both of them in. I can feel a mod coming on for this one, I really can. I think the modding community would be absolutely out there on doing this one. Okay, so now we've got them on, we need to screw them down, and we've basically got a rubber washer, and that goes onto a 1.7 times 4mm PWB screw. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult because it's trying to sort of see where they go in the actual Terminator, and again I've just lost one of them rubber bushes down to the Terminator. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop here, guys, sort this out and then get these screws in. Right, I've got them in place now. I can honestly tell you that was one of the hardest things I've ever actually had to do, getting them screws down in there for the Terminator. I ended up having to actually glue the rubber washer to the screw to try and get it into place. So yeah, I think that's done. Right, so I'm going to put the battery box back in because it fell out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make the head electrical connections. So first of all is we need to put the power in. That's the power. Then we need to put this wire in. Now this is the LED for the eyes. So that's now in place. The next connection is we need to do this one here, and this is the what's it saying, 1940 jaw motor. So we'll plug the jaw motor in. Didn't go in that way, so it must go in this way. Yep, that's now in place. Next time we'll move over to this and we'll plug this one in. Sorry, we'll do the eyes first of all. So this is the LED for the eyes. Oh. Always make sure you're trying to get it in the right way around. The last thing you want to do is to break a connection. And then this is for the eyes to move around. Now it's not asking us to actually switch this on yet, so I'm not going to do it. I know a lot of people have tested their eyes on it, but I want to wait. Right, so what we need to do next is we need to move the Terminator away. And finally we have the back of the head. And what we need to be doing is we've got some magnets that we need to glue into place. So let me get my glue. I've already had a bit of glue out already because obviously I needed to do them rubber washers. in it. So we're just going to be quite probably general with the glue and just get it into each hole on this piece. Okay, that's one done. What I have done is I've tested these magnets on the head, and I've marked the side that needs to be glued in. So that's the first one. Just going to make sure it's fully down with a cocktail stick. Then we'll move over to the next one. Now the next set of instructions is actually to fit the head into place, but I'm not going to do that because this glue needs time to dry, and the last thing you want to be doing is at this late stage is this going wrong. So I've got my marked side again, so I'm just going to pop that into place and then just push it down with the cocktail stick, making sure it goes all the way in. Okay, so we'll go and move on to the next one. These are smaller, so probably won't need as much glue. And we'll bob these into place when it wants to go in. Tell you what, them screws to put into that head were a nightmare. Absolute nightmare to do. I think they could have done that a bit differently. Okay, and then we'll just get this one in. I've marked it again, which way it needs to go in. And that's in place, just like so. I'm a bit cautious of this one sticking out a little bit, but it won't go in anymore. Right, so I'm going to move the head over and I'm just going to allow that to dry. So what we're actually doing is missing out step 8. But the next thing it wants us to do, it's got this lovely LED motor. I'm just going to take this off of it. And what we need to do, we've got this bit here which is going to hold it in place, and we just need to pop the LED through like that, just making sure I get this correct, of course. Is there any certain way this goes on? Don't think so. Ah, right, so it goes on like that. Next we get this part here. Now we need to thread the cable through the back, just like that. Now I have tested this LED before recording, and it does work. And then we're just going to line that up, making sure that LED stays in place. Line that up. Try and line it up. Line it up with this bit here, and that's now in place. And then we need to screw this down, and we're screwing this down with some 2x 4mm PB screws. Actually 4. So let's get 4 there. You see, I magnetised my screwdriver and it's now picking up everything under the sun. Okay, so we'll get the first one in. That's the first one in. That's the second. I'm just going to check the screw on the other side that we've put in first. That's nicely done. So we'll get the third in. That's the third. And then this is the fourth. And that's the fourth one in, looking very nice. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we've got this lens here, and we're just basically going to push that down into here in place. Nice bit of a satisfying click there. And then what we need to do next is we've got this part here. This is going to fit over here. Try and get it right. Over this part here. Just try and lining it up. Okay, we then need to put, if we can find it, we've got an M2 nut. Them lovely nuts that I love so much. And then we've got a 2x10mm PM screw. And we're just going to flip it over, put the screw in, try and line it up, and screw it into the M2 nut. Just like that, and it needs to sort of move around and stuff, so I'm happy with that. And that is that LED and holder in place. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the Terminator, so I'm just going to bring it up, just like so. Just going to do a little bit of wire tidy, making sure they're in place. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the head on the Terminator. Now I do believe it goes on like this. Right, snagging on a few wires here. Right, and that's now in place. And would you believe it, 107 issues and the Terminator is finally done. And that is it for issue 107. So yeah, looking absolutely fantastic. I'm really impressed. And it's nice to finally have the Terminator complete. I do know over the next few issues we are going to be working on the base for the Terminator, so that's going to be really interesting to do. And yeah, I'm quite nostalgic that this is done, because this was my, when we went into first lockdown, this was my project. This helped me get me through it, so goodness knows what I'm going to be like on issue 120. But anyway, that's issue 107 done. Well, that's it for 107 of the Terminator, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Really am happy now that that Terminator's complete. That's why I wanted to really get a video out today, because I wanted to see it complete. What I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to attach the arms and the legs and all the bits that I've kept off it, because obviously we're no longer working on it anymore. And yeah, hopefully in the next video on Tuesday we'll see the Terminator all complete. But I've decided to do that off camera. Just give me time just to enjoy it, and yeah, just to get it done. So if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe notification and hit the notification bell to be notified of any future videos. But as for always, guys, stay safe and bye for now.